What up, and welcome to A2thaShow. It is me, A2thaMo, joined by Bradster X.
That's me, Bradster X.
That's right. First time we're doing a call. I mean, we've done call-ins with Soko, but me and him literally call each other, like on an audio call, and he records a video and sends it afterwards. I'm calling. I can see Brad's face right now. He can kind of see me from this angle, and we will see if this makes it better or worse. And anyway, there you go. There's y'all's warning.
Might freeze up a couple times. It already has. So
listen, it could. I've been cutting a lot the last couple episodes, just in general. Like last episode, me and Soko started talking about, I can't remember what it was, but it was so boring that I was like, why are we talking about it? And so I cut like a huge, you can tell too, like there's an obvious cut. And so I can see people be like, I wonder what they talked about, but it wasn't good. So
yeah, like you're not missing nothing.
Right. So I'm trying to keep all the good shit. Some stuff I did forget last episode. I definitely need to check real quick because if you don't know, me and Soko did an episode. We basically lost it and had to re-record the whole thing. And then we were trying to remember what we talked about, but there's stuff we forgot. One, I did not talk about the update on my grandfather. I don't believe that. I feel like I need to just because I mentioned him so much before, but I got this text message that was like, they're sending him home with hospice, which means like he's being sent home to die, basically, right? And I was like, oh my God. And then 30 minutes later, they sent back, never mind, he might be in remission. I think he might be good. Like within 30 minutes, everything just changed, And I was like, well, that's fucking weird. And then also, I haven't been able to visit him at all during this. So if he can only have 2 people visit him at the OU Medical Cancer Research Center or wherever the fuck it was. And so I was not one of those 2 people on the list. And so anyway, he's gotten sent back to my hometown. He's like in the hospital there doing rehab, and my grandma can like sleep in her own bed and shit. So that's good.
At least he'll be comfortable. I mean, right. In the end, that's kind of what you want. Like,
yeah,
you don't want to be at a home.
Had this talk last night, actually. So it's perfect you brought that up, where I'm like, there's a part of me that's like, if I'm 70 something years old and I just had a stroke and I'm paralyzed on half my body, except he can move his toes just barely. So like maybe it'll come back. And then it's like he's just moving bed to bed as they inject chemicals into his body. There's a part of that that's just like, is it even worth it? And I understand people don't want to hear that and shit, but like if it's me, I don't know if I'm like stoked about this.
I don't know if anybody is. Like
right.
It is a hard choice, especially like if he's not fully there mentally, Right. Like, is he fully there?
I don't know. That's the thing is, I'm not sure. To me, I don't know. That's the other thing I said to my wife. I go, well, if he's not even there, or if he is there mentally, it'd be like, it's ridiculous, like that to be suffering. And she's like, well, that's just how I go. She was very much as being practical. Like, well, what are you going to do different? I'm like, well, yeah, I get it. I'm just saying, if it's me and I'm imagining myself in a hospital bed, I'm like, do we have euthanasia? Like, is that an option at some point?
Didn't some states legalize it maybe?
I think some did. I think some have, and then Canada has, but then you see the stories are like, Canada use it for a 24-year-old girl, and then it's like, whoa, man.
She just wanted to die.
Yeah, she was depressed and was like, I get it. But as someone who's dealt with those struggles myself, it's almost like if you could give someone such an easy access, so you just go to a doctor and sign up and the suicide will happen. I think that's significantly easier to do than you pulling your own trigger or you jumping off the building or carbon monoxide. Speaking of which, I heard recently something with the new emissions, you can't carbon monoxide yourself in a garage with new cars.
Huh.
Good to know out there. My car's old though, so I'm still good to go.
There goes one fucking one temptation.
Yeah. So anyway, and then I mentioned my haircut last week. Totally didn't show up. I did the first time me and Soko did it, but I did get my hair cut. It does not look good at the moment, but it is short. And
grow into it.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't have I kind of felt bad for hating on the other people who I didn't let cut my hair. When I finally went back, the thing that pushed me over the edge was I was rolling over, like my shoulders were hitting my hair in my sleep and like pulling my hair.
Yeah.
And I was like, and it fucking was like waking me up. And so I was like, well, I guess I've hit the point where I gotta do some. Yeah, like
this is like probably the longest it's ever been.
Yeah, I would say yours was about what mine was at, probably.
But it's it's just about touching my shoulders.
Yeah. Mine was just a little bit longer for sure.
It's a nightmare, dude. For real, I absolutely hate it.
Yeah, but there's a part of me that I would think I can't remember what got included on the episode or not. But what I really hate about it is like I'm lazy. I don't want to get the haircut. I don't even really care what I look like. And then when I get the haircut, everyone's like, oh my God, you got a haircut. You look so good. And I'm like, shut the fuck up. Just move on. Why do everyone have to mention it? Like,
I hate getting haircuts. Like my whole life, I either dated somebody or knew somebody that cut hair. And it was like, I thought it was like a relatively easy thing to do because they just didn't seem to do it quick. And like, it was like just a buzz cut. It wasn't anything, but I've had my wife do it a couple times. Didn't work out so well. And like, I just hate going to the fucking barber or like you, I go to like pretty much anything with cuts in it because I'm just getting a buzz cut. Yeah. And they get a little like intimidated, because I usually come like this with fucking tons of hair.
Well, the lady was being weird to me too. And I was like, no, I just want a 2 on the sides and, leave it up top where I can cover up some of my bald spots and I have a giant cowlick, but don't be intimidated. If you cut it off, it'll grow back. Like I'm always pretty chill. But the lady was like, you could tell she was like country, like Western like. And so she like cut it, but there was she did like all of the sides first and so I like the fucking like bowl mushroom top. And I was like, oh my God, can you please just get rid of my, you look.
Did you notice that though? The bowl cuts are back in?
Yeah, I have.
What the fuck happened?
I don't know. I mean, it's cool. It all comes around. I'm excited because style wise, the like short shorts, I don't think are lasting long. And like the baggy clothes, I think are quickly coming in a style, which I need because it's so hard to find clothes I enjoy. I can't do these shorts above the kneecaps and shit. I just can't. I don't know why. It's just I love shorts. I just can't do it like where like you can see my whole kneecap and part of my thigh. Like it makes me feel gay. And I don't mean that in like a disrespectful way. Like I have no problem. One of my best friends, been on here, bisexual, I'll pull the black friend card type thing with the gays. I just feel like it makes me feel like someone's looking at my thighs and so I don't know. I just can't do it.
I got chicken legs, so it's like a stick, like a big pasty stick figure, I
actually have nice legs. That's my like only body. Fat guys normally have big like muscular legs. Not always, but a lot of fat guys. You grew up fat. You carried all that weight. Like my calves are big. And shit like that, and people be like, "Oh yeah, look at those calves," and it's like I do nothing. It's called walking. I walk.
Looks like you run in sand.
Yeah,
it's like no, I'm just walking.
All right, so we're back. I kind of remember I was talking about haircuts and shit. Haircuts and bullshit.
Yeah.
And the last thing on my thing we talked about that I forgot about, we went on a whole thing about Pauly Shore movies and his 4-movie run of greatness and how he made the greatest Thanksgiving movie of all time. So. I just wanted to make sure to get that out there.
It's kind of crazy. I forgot like Hogan died like what 2-3 months ago.
Yeah.
Like I went to look something up and it said he was dead. I'm like, what? When? Oh yeah, that's right. He died like the same day or next day as Ozzy or something.
Hogan's legacy is just so fascinating. I know there's like normal wrestling fans, it's fascinating for all the general stuff. But me, I look at it more of like if he died 15 years ago. He would easily be Mount Rushmore, right? Even though nothing he done wrestling-wise in the last 15 years, nothing mattered. That doesn't even count into the resume. It's just like you found out he was a little racist and, he had the weird sex tape and all that stuff. And all of a sudden now people like, he can't be included in like the greatest when you're like, so many of these people are probably horrible people. I don't know. It's just interesting.
Especially from the era, a lot of the wrestlers were just like, it's like Bret Hart said in an interview, he's like, everyone was just doing coke and being assholes.
Right. That's another guy. So it's like every time Bret Hart does an interview, I like him less. And I'm like, God, if he would have died 15 years ago, he would be thought of so much cooler. Like
he's one of the most loved and hated, man. It's crazy. Like, I'm kind of like just in the middle on him now. I used to not like him because of the Shawn Michaels shit as a kid. And then as I got older, I'm just like, shut the fuck up, you bitter old man.
Right. That's I never like cheered for him because he was like, he's the equivalent of Cyclops in the X-Men, right? Like he's the kind of the main guy you're supposed to like. And I never liked that guy. I always liked the other guy, It's always got to always pick my people. So that's why I didn't like Bret Hart, but I always thought everyone loved Bret Hart. But yeah, every interview is about how Bill Goldberg ruined his career. And I'm like, shut up. Yeah. Oh my God.
He does hate Goldberg with a passion. That's funny. Like me and Mike. Like it'll just never end. Fuck Mike, by the way.
Yeah. Just in case
continue that.
Thought that was done. It ain't. All right. Let's see. What here's some things. I a few weeks ago mentioned, maybe months ago now, the No Kings protest when it happened, and then how people I still see kind of gathering for these little small protests. And the only reason I'm bringing this up because I made AI clipped a little short thing where I shared it where I was like, these protests are kind of fucking pointless because that was my take then, right? Like, I mean, there's 8 people together. Who care? You know, you're not doing shit. And that was kind of my hot take. And today I drove by, you know, they had a big one going on, and I would say it's gotten bigger. There was probably 40 people there, and they were all just having, like, it was everyone laughing and shaking hands and stuff, which I'm like, I mean, it doesn't matter. You're holding the protest on, I guess, but there was still part of me that's like, I don't think you're changing anyone's mind, personally.
Yeah. Some people just go because, like, they know somebody, so they bring somebody, you know?
Right.
And then there's another that's kind of like that game. I can't think of the name. That's like, you know, it rolls into a ball, gets into a bigger ball.
Katamari.
Yeah.
Something. I can't remember the last part, but yeah, Katamari something.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of that. Like, because it's like, as they move along, they just grab like that 1 or 2 people there that feel the same way. And,
right.
You know, it is pointless to me in the end. They feel like they're doing something. And I know that's like one of our rights is to protest. Yeah. But like, you know, what they don't care. You know, they're just annoying everybody around them.
Right. Well, I guess this is what I don't like about it. Is it's like the same thing I don't like about the sort of Trump MAGA movement. They're very similar in this way. Like, they think if they win a culture war against their neighbors and dunk on them or whatever, that somehow is changing anything. Right. And it just doesn't. All your senators and your congressmen and your representatives and your governors, they don't give a shit. You aren't doing anything that's stopping them from fucking being completely like they all do the fucking insider trading to make all this money off you. They don't matter who's the president, they get fucking in line. You know, it's like this government shutdowns keep happening. Every time it happens, they blame the other party, but they really don't care because guess what? Their checks still come through the mail. Like they get paid. Like they just make you, they get like the citizens get worked up at each other, but then the people that have actual power to do something, they don't. They're like an elitist class of do-nothings that you just ignore. Like, I don't know. Something about it just annoys the shit out of me that they even complain about other shit when I'm like, you should be complaining about the government.
They want to divide us so that we don't go after them. Right. Then we have somebody to hate. If you have a different view than me, now I hate you. You know what I mean?
In some way, I respect the government because that, you know, they're playing that side, right? And they're doing a good job of it. The citizens are dumb. Like, how could they not see it? You know what I mean? That's where I get more annoyed. Like,
they know that though too. Yeah, they know how dumb the average person is. And every day that I go out in public, I'm surprised how dumb somebody is. I'm just like, holy fuck, how did you make it this far?
Yeah, like, that is true. This is actually something I brought this to my job, which, you know, isn't good. But I'll be like, we shouldn't run into this many dumb people a day at the type of job we do. Like, I have that, and then people are like, you're right. They start thinking about it. I'm like, it's crazy. Like, I drive a lot during my job, so I almost get hit maybe once or twice a day. And almost every time it's because the person at a stop sign thinks I am about to come up to a stop sign, even though they are currently stopped at a stop sign and it's not a 4-way stop. And I'm like, what is wrong with you? How? And I just can't get over how stupid people are. You know, I say some of the most horrific things to people on my car on a daily basis.
Yeah, for sure. It turns into an Xbox chat room. Like,
you got to get it out. And then I mentioned this before on here, but it is interesting. I don't think I'll play that much into it, but I think about it a lot. How like every Native American tribe has their own license plate here. So like you're pretty aware if that person is of another race. And so like they kind of open it up for if you wanted to go
like
down
gangs then.
Yeah, it's like this is. And then today I saw someone from I think New Mexico, so not native necessarily, but there's a New Mexico flag, and they were going so slow, and I was like, "Get the fuck out of the way, New Mexico!" Like, you know, I'm just fucking, what the fuck?
I was yelling at Oregon the other day.
Yeah,
fucking Oregon fucking car was there, dude. I was like, "What the fuck? Yeah, you're in the wrong state."
Yeah, he started getting all pissed at him. Another quick political thing, and then we'll play our first song. Is Trump had this picture on Time Magazine that is absolutely a horrible picture of him. It's very funny. And he like tweeted, but whatever the fuck his app's called version of that, him being like, oh, such a horrible picture. of me, but it's like an under, and I'll have it up here. It's like an under pick shot. Gets his fucking shot ear right in the thing. It has 0 scars. So let's just focus on that for a minute. And then it's like the sun's going through his hair, so he looks bald, like because his hair's thin. I mean, that's how you be as an old man. That's how my hair looks fucking now. And so it's just so.
I didn't know what it was. Like I heard about it, and I just never looked at it.
And I think the article's actually not that damning on him. I don't think. I could be wrong. But like the picture isn't good, so he's still pissed, And anyway, and also that
worst photograph of all time. It says
that that was near your neck of the woods, and in the moment we were like, "Oh, this is a conspiracy, crazy," but it seems real. That's kind of how I remember it. I'd have to go back and listen exactly how we said then, but the blading thing was coming up then. But then we were like, "Well, someone did get shot in the crowd." But then I think it's crazy to act like, well, like the fucking man wouldn't shoot a person in a crowd.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't give a shit if we're talking about the man. And I think the one thing, and if I could find the little video, I'll try to put it here. It'll take a little work. But there was like a new angle of the shooting in the picture that came out where it's like the Secret Service is like ushering a photographer across to get the picture while a crane is lowering the flag. Like it looks like it's all part of a movie. You know what I mean? Right. There's something about like that whole thing. I'm like, oh, this looks like a production. And then there's just something about that videos, that changes everything.
I'm sure you've seen them. The videos that have come out with like the guy that's like by the security guard over in the corner, and he fucking like he does like this or something, and then the other guy shoots.
Oh, you're talking about the Charlie Kirk one?
Yeah, okay, I'm confusing the two. Yeah, I was thinking of two different videos.
The Charlie Kirk one's interesting because it's still like early days of a conspiracy. People are like trying to say they for sure know. I've seen a few that are convincing. I think the one, it's like kind of back to the right of Charlie Kirk. There's like a window and you see a gun flash, and like within a millisecond, that gun flash, a bullet hits, and you're like, that seems strange. And I don't know. There's something about the bullet. The idea of we don't know exactly what kind of bullet it was. They say a 30-06. There's just no way that a bullet that large is what did it. And then if that was an exit or an entry wound that we see, I still think that's because if that's an entry wound, he has no exit wound because no blood comes out the back at all. And then it's like a 30-06 is not going to go. It will go through a mammal. It's not going to be stopped.
I'll say the first thing I thought was like one of the movie blood packs because of the way the shirt puffed out.
Yeah.
Like when I first seen it. And then, like, I don't know, the more I watched it, the more it was like seemed real. It just like that first instinct.
You're talking about the packs. There's a person, there's one of the conspiracies is that little, his mic lapel is actually a gun. Like it's some secret Israeli, assassination device. And that's what shoots him. But then it's like, well, I can't shoot him here and come out here. That's just not how physics work.
It would just.
And then someone else has said, like, the camera up there actually is a gun, and that's why as soon as he gets shot, that dude standing there just calmly walks up and disassembles the camera. It's because he was getting rid of, like, their... And here's the thing. If this was a James Bond movie or a video game, and you were like, listen, you got to take this fucking special camera with the gun built in that we made, we'd be like, fuck yeah. And as soon as someone's like, no, it happened in the real world, like, not real. And I'm like, I don't know. It seems just as real as anything else to me, but...
it kind of reminds me of Hitman, like
right,
that's probably what they got to go through, like even back to the Trump thing. There's people in the crowd, that I've read where they say, oh well, there was multiple shots, and then other people are just like, those were fucking echoes,
right?
So then like things are just getting lost in the sauce everywhere with all this. So it's.
I think with the Trump one, with some hindsight, my thought back to what I think happened, I guess I am leaning towards. It was some sort of faked event, and that he would blade at himself when he was down, for the blood. Because your ear would just get a thing shot right. I mean, we see Evander Holyfield's ear that was bitten, right? And it didn't just grow back. And yeah, we're like, no, Trump's just magically healed even at that advanced stage. I don't know. There's something about it that is strange. And people say that swung it. Now, I guess the reason why I would say it's not staged or not fake is because, like, to our view, and again, this could all be part of the big script they have out there, but like to our view, the intelligence agency doesn't like Trump. So why would the intelligence agencies be working with Trump to fake an assassination? What I mean?
He
like,
could be the one to hate. So whenever the Democrats come back, they're like, yay, we got,
maybe. Yeah. I mean, it's just sometimes I try to think like, I do love all the conspiracies, but I don't know if I've thought it fully through there.
What made me think it was fake, and I remember watching it live, like basically live with my wife.
Only Trump rally ever that was streamed live, by the way. Not one ever of all time has ever been live on CNN being streamed to the world. And that one was.
That is odd, yeah.
It's kind of like the Discovery stuff. I want to get really into NASA Discovery conspiracies because they just fucking fascinate me. But that's like the first time they ever like, all right, kids, we're all watching the space launch today. And then that's the one time like across the whole U.S. And that's the one time that they're like, all right, we're going to kill these people. And even though they're all alive, they all have twin doppelgangers that are still currently alive. And you're like, oh my God, this is so good. Like, it's such a good conspiracy. But yeah, it's
and what's with all the shooters engraving things? By the way, just random. Now everybody's engraving everything on bullets.
I think a CIA guy played some video game where that was a thing, and he was like, "Ooh, let's put this one in there." Like it is crazy, and
he got some XP so he can do it now.
Yeah, I just don't. It seems like it to me, the intelligence seems like they're like, ooh, here's a good way to like point the finger at someone. We'll claim something's engraved, and we never have.
Right.
That's how it reads to me. Maybe they got the idea when all those congressmen were going and signing the bombs they were going to drop on Russia. They were like, ooh, yeah, this is good. I'm sure it predates that, of course, but it was all.
It's just been weird lately, like things that have been happening. Just.
Like, because I think the two biggest ones, of course, the Charlie Kirk assassination thing, and that guy, no one still hasn't talked to him. If he doesn't make it to court, it's going to be just like the JFK assassination as far as like, well, what happened there, Because I don't think he's admitted guilt at the moment. And
I barely knew who Charlie Kirk was whenever that happened. Like, I knew of him. I knew he was kind of like a Steven Crowder. That's how I looked at him in my head.
Yeah.
Because that's how everything.
He's like a more Christian version. Yeah. I was really aware of him. He was really on my algorithm. I wasn't a fan. I just liked watching the arguments with some people sometimes. And I was pretty critical of him on this thing of like, I think there is something about him arguing with college students that don't really know what they're talking about. Right. But that is his point of like, these are the ones that are online talking shit. They don't even fucking know. So I also understood it. That's, I get it. I personally am not of the same religious devoutness of him or anything, so I'm gonna judge him on some of these things that I'm like but it's fine. Now I think all the conspiracy afterwards of like the way his wife seemed to fake cried his memorial and the way she has like no grieving, and now she's taken over his successful company, but now she's the face of it. And
I heard her dad has Israeli collections or something. I don't know.
Her and Charlie Kirk met in Israel. Like he was visiting Israel. Like, that's crazy. And then she won she was part of the Trump beauty pageant scene. Like, so she's known Trump since she was like 18 years old. Right. It's like, there's a lot of weird shit where of course it could all be coincidence, but it's like, I don't know. It's fun. It's just fun.
Yeah, there's always so many coincidences though, and that's what makes conspiracies though.
Yeah.
Shit.
And I've always told my wife the best thing about, I think a good conspiracy is like you can take whatever the narrative, that everyone believes is, and you just take that out and you can put this other one in and it all still works the same before and after. Then you're like, because who knows? You can't prove it one way or the other necessarily. And maybe you could prove it, but like that's what makes a good
method.
Right. It's like what makes it that's why historical conspiracies are so fun. Because you're like, woo, instead of this, what if it was this? Nothing changes, just the winner rewrote history, and then we moved on. And then be like,
it all happened, but it was aliens.
Yeah, it's how we do it. So all right, let's play a song. I knew we'd get a little distracted about conspiracy, but we have 4 segments we're gonna do here, so we'll have plenty of time, and we can't have them all this long. It's also hard for me to judge the time because we had such a fuck up earlier that I'm like, I don't know. So we're all winging it here. All right, first song we're going with is from the homie Sir Nasty. A new album. At the time of this recording, it is not quite out on streaming, but it is on Bandcamp. It is called Dealing With My Problems. And it should be on streaming soon. My favorite Sir Nasty project yet, but I say that on every one. So, can I be trusted? Who knows? All right, the name of this one, if I can fucking find my folder. With
Shout out Graveyard. They're fucking always killing it.
Oh, yeah. Sir Nasty, Dealing With My Problems. This is the 3rd. I've mentioned before, I think he just stole the whole idea off of our song Problems that we sent him to be on. And then he just said, never mind, I'll make 3 albums named after this song. But that's fine. That's how it goes. And anyway, Dealing With My Problems. We're gonna give it a play now.
If it don't kill you, then make them feel you. If they don't feel you, then make them kill you. Fight you like a man. I never steal a nigga. This world be doing shit that make you wanna kill a nigga, and bitches get killed too. I clip a hoe, Bruno Mars standing in front of the fucking liquor store. I keep me a stick, if she thick slick, I stick her slow. Niggas be talking that slick shit, I'm slicker though. Her lips on the side of my dick, playing the piccolo. Auntie outside with a crack pipe and a Michelob. Niggas know I spit that crack right, them niggas know. Bitches know I spit that crack right, them bitches know. Stop hating on minds and get on your grind. Tell them hoes stop lying, I been on your mind. Your man talking crazy like he want the 9. Well shit, set the clock, nigga, I get on your time. It ain't no surprise, I done been inside. She look me in my eyes when she finna ride. Nigga, when we ride, it's gonna be genocide. Now look me in my eyes, cause you finna die. Ride with my guys, yeah, I choose a side. Thinking about the dead, yeah, nigga cry. One more to the head before I go inside. Climbing to the bed, that's where the tears dry. You don't want me to pull this shit out on you. You don't want me to take this shit out on you. So I go in the booth, and when I go in there, I spit the motherfucking truth. I'ma smoke some weed, so I can ease the pain. I'ma wake and bake, then call a bitch to get some brain. I'ma take a shot, another shot to ease the pain. I'm dealing with my problems. I'ma smoke some weed, so I can ease the pain. I'ma wake and bake, then call a bitch to get some brain. I'ma take a shot, another shot to ease the pain. I'm dealing with my problems, we all got problems. Scars of the past self-inflicted. I'm scarred from the past, shit get wicked. Ask her how she know me, bet you hear crickets. I told her if you wanna see me, bitch, buy some tickets. I hear them hoes hating, fuck them jaw jappers. My pimp hand strong, I'm a jaw slapper. I'm a panic dropper and a bra snapper. The real definition of a raw rapper. I've been through some shit like every other person, for real, but I'm not like every other person. I'm working on myself, Yappa on the bed, bourbon on the shelf. Bible on the dresser, weed in the jar. I said I need to slow down, then went and bought a bar. The fuck is wrong with me? I told her when you get through dancing, grab your bags, cause your ass going home with me. I ain't going nowhere, I'm staying right here. Fuck, I got a cap for her, she laying right here. I shot a porn and making. This ain't real life, bitch, we just fornicating. This is real life, bitch, the money I be making. Breakfast in bed, get some head, warm the bacon. They acting like I ain't one of the best to come from making. Tell them rappers stop playing with your life or we get taken. I'ma smoke some weed, so I can ease the pain. I'ma wake and bake, then call a bitch to get some brain. I'ma take a shot, another shot to ease the pain. I'm dealing with my problems. I'ma smoke some weed, so I can ease the pain. I'ma wake and bake, then call a bitch to get some brain. I'ma take a shot, another shot to ease the pain. I'm dealing with my problems, we all got problems. I'ma smoke some weed, so I can ease the pain. I'ma wake and bake, then call a bitch to get some brain. I'ma take a shot, another shot to ease the pain. I'm dealing with my problems. I'ma smoke some weed, so I can ease the pain. I'ma wake and bake, then call a bitch to get some brain. I'ma take a shot, another shot to ease the pain. I'm dealing with my problems, we all got problems.
Sir Nasty. Dealing
Sir
with my
motherfucking
problems.
nasty.
That's right. I've had that beat in my For Me folder for a long time. I was trying to keep
Sick
it.
beat.
And because I really like those air horns. I don't know why, that was just my shit. But I never could. And then, of course, sent it over to Nasty. And I like what he did with it. He should honestly do a remix and invite us on it. Why don't you ever do fucking remixes, Sir Nasty?
I'm down. Yeah. Let's do it.
You got to get stuff out here. And then Soko and maybe other Graveyard members will hear it. Yeah, and might make it happen. So, and if anyone else wants to send us music, I should put up an email here. Y'all can send it to. We're always needing music. Like, we don't have much for another music spinoff, which I'm in no rush. Somehow the music spinoffs now get less listens than the normal episodes, which is crazy. That is not how it used to be. You know, they used to get significantly more.
I think like music's just so available now.
Yeah.
You know, that like
honestly, like discovery isn't a big deal. And new art, I told him discovery, it's new artists aren't a big deal. You know, I worked with some guys that are like college age. One has left recently, but it's like they're all just listening to old music. You know what I mean? Like to them, they listen to like that emo shit my wife listened to when she was in high school. You know, the same shit that probably we were in high school. It's like that's their lane, or like they're all in like 80s rock, or old rappers. One dude's like, oh, it's an Ice Cube. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I was so obsessed with like finding the new person and like having the cool shit. When someone came over, I'd be like, you ain't heard this shit yet? And I'd play it, and they'd be like, God damn, bro. You know, like that was a big part of my life, I feel like. And
I would go back and forth a lot. Like I always dug into the past. Like I would listen to classic rock, Doors and Led Zeppelin and shit. And then like, you know, the next album would be like Dre 2001, because that had just come out, or, you know, just something along that lane, like fucking Lil Kim, you know, like I had the Lil Kim album, for Christ's sake.
Right. Yeah. See, I think I relied on my friends to put me on the old stuff, but I never loved like one of my best friends in high school is kid Jonathan. He loved like Journey and Guns N' Roses, and like, you know, so he'd buy like all the greatest hit CDs of their shit, and he would listen to the fuck out of it. And like he loved like Linkin Park, but I was never a big Linkin. But like I got all that exposure, you know, through him. And I need to deep dive rock music more to figure out what I like and don't like, because I do make these statements that I don't like any rock music, but that's not true. There are rock bands I hear and I'm like, oh, I do like this. You can just tell there's something about it I like. But there's a lot of rock music that people love that I just hear it and it just does nothing for me. It's the way I used to feel when I listened to country music. It just like grates me, where I'm like, God, get this white people
of the radio
off my
rock
shit, you know?
Like I know you don't like the death metal side and like the growl vocals, and then there's the other side that like it's like the Disturbed and Seether and shit, and like our gen and a little younger fucking love it.
Right. Like I loved The Offspring when I was young, and that was like super. I had the Offspring Americana CD and I loved it.
That's more punkish to me.
For sure.
But like they started leaning towards like,
but you want to know how they got
style.
me? It's because they put out a song called Pretty Fly for a White Guy that was them making fun of hip hop, but little kid me was like, I love it. And then I bought their album, and then it turned out like, oh, I love this whole album. You know what I mean? Like but that's how it used to work back in the day too. They would get you off one single, you know, Bloodhound Gang, for instance. You know, they put out Discovery Channel, Bad Touch, right? I was going to call it Discovery Channel. And then you buy 3.14 or whatever the fuck, or that's actually the name of the song. Hooray for Titties. Hooray for Boobies?
Yeah.
One of those. Whatever the name
Hooray
is.
for Boobies, yeah.
And then you're like, oh my God, I love this shit. You know, that is how it used to work. They would get you with one, and then you had to kind of like them because you spent money on this album.
And that was different too. And that's how I discovered shit. Was like, I worked at a record store. They sold a lot of CDs too. Like 2 blocks away, a block away. And then digging through credits, which I still try to do, but like they're kind of just inaccurate for everybody.
Yeah.
And like I'd be like, oh, I like this beat. So then I'd start looking through credits for like other beats by this guy, because I'd have fucking stacks of CDs everywhere. And then like I'm big on like going down Discogs.
Right.
Like I love, like if I discover someone new, I just get a little intimidated. Like there's a fucking band, Ghost, that like Coop and his girl were trying to get me into. I already knew of them, but I'm like, I don't know. But their discography, dude, is just so long. And I'm just like, yeah, man, I don't know. I want to try, but this is like trying to get into Star Wars or Star Trek or something. Like, it's just, I'm so not in it that it's too late now. Well, see, you know, I feel like
all the stuff I've even mentioned so far was like pre-Napster-ish, you know, as far as like, I mean, I got the internet in 6th grade. I think Napster was like right then, you know.
98, 99.
Yeah,
something.
99 is probably when I got a computer. Maybe right after, maybe 2000. Maybe it was right after Y2K. But we got a compact, you know, it was a compact desktop.
Yeah, I had one too, yeah.
And we had dial-up, and my mom, I would get so mad at me. First of all, they fucked up. They put the computer in my room for a little bit. Like, where it was like, no, it just is going to be in your room, and it's the family computer. So, like, as soon as they would go to sleep, I would get on Napster, and I would just load the queue up, right? Like 100 songs, and then you'd wake up and fucking 6 would have downloaded or whatever. And you know, and then my mom would wake up before me. She'd wake up like 5:30, 6 o'clock, whatever it was. And she'd come in and be like, were you on the internet all night? That tied up the phone line. Well, if there was an emergency, you know, you get in that whole thing. And then I would always play dumb. Like, I didn't mean to. But she had to know. Like, it happened all the time, you know. I pretend I just forgot. And then, yeah, I would have these songs and I would get them that way. And then eventually, you know, LimeWire, Kazaa, Morpheus, all the peer-to-peer softwares that came afterwards. You know, that's really how I discovered music, honestly, was just downloading all that stuff. So if you came across something there that you liked, that was cool. And then when I got to college age, this would be more blog era, I would go to Lil Wayne HQ every morning, like as part of like, you know, you do your routes of your different websites. You go to XXL, you go to Mixtape. There was something that had every new mixtape. It was like rate on.
Yeah, right. Mixtape hiphop.com and like Hip Hop DX.
And that piff would be like where I would download them. But there was a place that normally people would review them and shit. And so, I would just check in every day. Or like, I even say XXL, like if a single came out, they're like, download the single. Here's the fucking link on our article. I feel like it was that.
I was like deep in message forums too back then, which was like better than Reddit. Like Reddit kind of had that vibe for a bit before the bots took over.
Forums were better. Forums, they were better then. I don't know if they would be better now because people couldn't use them, but they were really good then. Like you could pretty much, like the communities really thrived. I was really big on SoundClick in college. And so like you would be on those forums. I mean, you get all the advice you needed. People would hear your songs. I don't know. It was pretty cool.
And it's like, we have Discord now. We have other things but I'm in music groups and shit. And a lot of it's either like a lot of pretentiousness or a lot of like super, super beginners.
I would say also there's something about the fact Discords are closed off and everything's closed off. This is how people are nowadays. Like if you're not invited to the space because you're not comfortable, but forums, you fucking just made a goddamn username on a website.
Right.
And you would interact and eventually you might become a part of it, you know, and they couldn't kick you off unless you broke some rules. But now it's like people are so scared to even argue about stuff. Really, right now, TikTok is... And it's about to die because it just got sold, and I think it's all going to be fucked. But TikTok is about the only way to discover new music, and that still has me. I'll come across, like, I'll slide on, I'm like, oh my God, this is the fucking jam. And then I go to Spotify and I search for it. Now, here's where I personally think TikTok people are fucking up, but I'm obviously not good at marketing music. You can look at my lack of success. But if I find the song on TikTok, I want to go find it now. And I'm going to go add it to my playlist and my like songs or whatever. And there's so many times it's like out in 2 weeks. And I'm like, I may never see this song again. And you just lost it. You lost me. Or I just think people are that's why I quit doing pre-save links. I don't share that shit at all anymore. Like, I'm like, people don't give a fuck. They're not going to care for it. Like, if it's available, they'll click it then if they're feeling it. I don't know. That's kind of my vibes these days. I was going to shout out the song I'm thinking about when I'm like, I found this rock band on TikTok. I thought I was going to remember their name, but obviously I don't. So I'm going to shout out. The name of the band is, I'm going to say it's Inoha, but it's spelled Inoha. And the song was called Gashua. I will find that and put this up here. And I say y'all go find it and check it out. I think I related. It was a fat singer. And I was like, oh, okay. Here's, represent the fats.
Give him a chance. Give him a chance.
Yeah. And then it's fucking rocked. And then it has like that pop punk. I loved pop punk. Didn't love it. I liked pop punk in my high school days. There were certain bands. Like I really love Jack's Mannequin, which is like my weird band that I mentioned because like no one mentions it. They had one
song, dude.
They had a song called Mixtape and they had a song called Dark Blue. These are like their 2 hits. And but I loved both of those songs.
Ait, that Jack's Mannequin, is that the guy? He had cancer?
I don't know.
There's like he wrote a song about cancer or something, but it was like super funny. I didn't know until years later.
I was friends with through MSN Messenger, this girl from a town 30 minutes away that was this emo girl. And to try to impress her, I would be like, tell me cool emo songs and I will check them out. And then one of those was, it's Jack's Mannequin song. I was like, all right, that was pretty good. It paid off. I made out with her one time when I met her in real life. So shout out that emo chick.
There is something like it pops in my head sometimes, like the people I've talked to on these old chat rooms and like MSN Messenger, AIM and fucking all this. Like, I wonder what happened to them.
Yeah.
Like, there's this girl I talked to in Blairwood, like fucking half the state away.
You know what I think
we were
about?
just like friends.
You mentioned this
but-
girl, and I know you'll appreciate this. There was this random social media site. This is probably between Zanga and MySpace, maybe even a little before.
Oh, yeah.
Like it was like a Friendster or something, you know, one of those random things. I can't remember what the name of it was, but I remember I made a profile. I knew no one from my hometown or anywhere I knew had a profile. It was just me. Random people add you. This girl adds me, and she's like, "Do you want naked pictures of me?" So I'm probably 14, and I'm like, "Absolutely." And so she's probably 13, and I mentally still have these images in my head. You know, those never go away necessarily. And
right.
this, in no way she was 13. I'm thinking about it. Like she had to be at least 15 or 16 unless she was like mature for age sort of thing. But I got these pictures back of a fucking chick playing with her pussy in devil lingerie, like fucking devil horns and all that. And I'm like, this is the hot, like, no girl ever gives me attention. And some random girl on the internet's like, "Do you want to see pictures of me playing on my pussy?" And I'm like, "Absolutely." And then she would keep sending me stuff. And I was like, this is awesome. But now thinking back to it, because I never sent her anything, it's like that was probably just some pedophile
Probably.
that had CP that they were trying to eventually get me to do. But in the moment, you don't think of it. You're just like, I'm so fucking cool, bro, on this website. And so now I'm like, oh my God, I think I was masturbating to someone being exploited or something possibly. But, you can't take it back now.
I did meet one random chick. We ended up going to like a Twisted show or something together. And I just remember she went backstage and like fucked the band and then came out. I say, like, we were still in line like that. And I believe that's what happened just by the way she came out super happy. And it was just like the way it looked.
Right.
And I don't know, like, that's how I knew she was cool. Like, cause I wasn't trying to fuck her. I was just cool with her. So, I mean, I don't know. That was probably the only one I've met that was like a complete stranger online. And then we met up and we're cool. Like that I'm thinking about. There's a few out there, just random ass like names I remember.
We were right before the like Tinder blow up. Like I've been with my wife. I think Tinder existed, but I wasn't on it or whatever. But there was little dumb sites before that I
met mine on Plenty of Fish.
There you go.
If you remember that shit.
Yeah. That was one for all the hoes. Was that.
Like, dude, it's way different than it is now, which is crazy. Like back then it was like trying to be all serious, like Match.com or something.
Right.
And like we were, because I remember even we met and it was just like, we have to fill out all this bullshit and you lived right here. Like, because it took like fucking 45 minutes to an hour to make the account.
Right.
And me being a dude, I'm just surviving off dick pics at this point. Whenever I was meeting her, like that's how we met. I sent her a dick pic and she's, it was supposed to be one night thing. She never left the fucking house,
Got her.
And like, it just, it was like, ha, it's like a lot different now. You can't do that now.
I think that's just how relationships start at that age though. Also like,
yeah,
I mean, that's how it was. Anytime I was in college, I never really asked someone to be my girlfriend. It was just like, oh, they've been here every day for the last however long. And then I'm too much of a pussy to be like, hey, you need to leave or whatever. So I'm like, I guess we're dating now. I don't
I was cool with her staying. And like, it wasn't even, and then like 3-4 days passed. And I'm just like, don't you have like something somewhere to go or something? And she's like, no. She's like, I'm with you. And I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
And
she wasn't giving that up. She's playing the long game in more ways than one.
It wasn't even like a perverted thing either, as bad as it sounds, me just shooting out dick pics. I feel like that's what like you had to do on some of these dating sites as like a below average looking guy. Like I mean, I was uglier then than now for real. So like, just imagine.
Right.
And so I'm just like, all right, this is all I got going. So I'm just.
Yeah, I would say I've never led with a dick pic because I don't. What's an average penis gonna do? Now some ladies like that.
What did you lead with? Because I didn't even know, and now I wouldn't know what to do.
I mean,
that's sexual
I
harassment.
wouldn't lead with it. I don't even understand how I would. If I was on Tinder, if I had to imagine, I would probably go for unattractive women purposely to put myself in some sort of advantage, and then I don't. Because the way I met my wife,
trick the algo.
I've told this before, but Skinny's cousin J Mac is a fraternity brother of mine, and he needed a ride somewhere, and so I was giving him a ride, and half a block from where I lived, there were these two girls standing out on a sidewalk. And J-Mac goes, hold on, I know one of these girls. I'm going to go talk to him. And I was like, okay. And so I stopped my car, and he got out of the car, and he went up and talked to these two girls. And then he got back in the car, and I took him wherever. And I didn't pay him any mind. I didn't give a fuck, right? Now, I was coming off of like a abusive relationship, I guess. I didn't call it that in the moment, but as I've talked about it since, people are like, no, that's what that is. You're just a dude, so you don't understand. You're like, oh, okay. And so I just really wasn't thinking about it, or whatever. But my wife was one of those two girls. And so she somehow figured out where I lived. Now, I'd met her like 2 other times at parties. Like, people be like, oh, here's so-and-so. But I didn't. I knew who she was, but I didn't really know her, And then and when you're in a fraternity or in college in general, at least in my era, I don't think it's like this now. I was at a house like drinking and smoking like 4 or 5 nights a week. Like, there were parties and I was there. Like, like that's just how it was. So it wasn't abnormal to meet a bunch of people, I guess what I'm trying to say. So
you were living Porky's, like
yeah. I think it really was like people trying to make the movies real. It's like, we got to do what they do in the movies.
For sure.
And so we're like, we're getting kegs and we're playing beer pong and doing all stuff. And so, anyway, this girl knocks on my apartment door with a plate of brownies, and it's my wife. And this fucking stupid thing I decided I was gonna put my living room in my bedroom, and my bedroom in my living room. So she walks in to my bedroom, and then we have all the living room furniture in the bedroom, because that was like our new stoner den. And it was like, it was so stupid. I had to break the couch to get it out, by the way, when I had to leave. And so
sacrifices were made.
Yeah. And so she comes on these brownies, and me and Pow Wow's then fiance, who he ended up marrying, he broke up, but her name was Shantae. We were all sitting there, we're like, oh my God, this chick brought brownies, and we were all stoned. And I was like, this is awesome, or whatever. And then me and my wife were just friends for months, like 6-7 months or whatever. And then eventually you have sex, and then she doesn't leave for a while or whatever. It's like, it was not at all like I made no moves whatsoever. The only other like serious girlfriend I had in college before that was another similar thing where I knew this girl, and then we lost touch for months. She had a basically she was cheating on her boyfriend with me, but we only made out, didn't do anything else. And I didn't know she had a boyfriend. And then he was in the army, and he was like going to beat me up, but I was in a fraternity, and these people were like, we'll fucking gang jump you or whatever.
Yeah, like, I got my boys with me, come down here.
And I was cool with him to his face. I was like, listen, bro, she didn't even tell me you existed. I had no idea, my bad. And you could tell he was pissed, but like behind me was like 14 people. So he wasn't going to do anything. And it was in the middle of a bar. And so it was all weird. So I didn't see this girl forever. And then I randomly see her at a convenience store, like in the second day me and Powell have this apartment together, third day, whatever, as we just moved in. And she was like, "Well, can I come over?" And I was like, "Sure." And then all of a sudden she just didn't leave. And I remember and Powell and his fiance didn't get along. This one, he first had the fiance, didn't get along with her. And I was like, she won't leave, and I don't know what to do. And then, I was just too much of a pussy to figure it out. Actually, I tried. I many times.
Still to this day, she trapped me in marriage. I don't know what to do.
No.
You're just Al Bundy.
The first one was the predating my wife was the abusive one, and I would try to break up with her. And I remember there was my friend LV. I mention him all the time. He's in jail forever for doing all kinds of crazy shit. But one of the things he got arrested for originally was breaking into pharmacies, and one of the tools he used for that was this little mini hatchet. And then it was in my house. Nice. And so when I was trying to break up with her, she took this hatchet and threw it at me. And I like shut a door, and it like, I had a hatchet stuck in my door for like the rest.
That's crazy.
And then she locked herself in the bedroom, pushed the dresser in front of it, and kept saying she was going to kill herself. And so that's why I called Powell that night and was like, hey, you have to come. We weren't cool at that moment. We had a couple months of not coolness because of her and his fiance. And I was like, she's going to kill herself, and I don't want to go to jail for murder. So I need you here as a witness that she killed her. Like I was being dead serious. And so he came over, and she broke like all the dishes in my house and all my, and that happened a couple times. I was like, I've tried to break up with her, and she just breaks all my shit. I don't know what can I do? But I probably should have called the cops, but I was doing drugs. That wasn't an option. So
yeah, that's usually the reason why you can't back then.
yeah, it's like I was smoking weed and they were going to take me to jail for smoking weed, so I just dealt with it. I'm sure you've had some bad ones. I mean, I know you and your wife are pretty good, but I imagine you've ran into some bad situations.
Oh yeah, yeah. Through the years, like me and my baby mom getting through shit. Even before that, you know, I've had girls straight up beat me up.
Right.
I'm thinking about it because it's like I can't really do much, and I'm just like either trying to just push them away, or like if I grab them, if you grab them too hard, like it's a whole fuck. Because like this one girl was just super skinny, so it's like I wasn't trying to leave bruises and shit when she's beating me up, and if something would happen, but I've never had like an axe thrown at me or anything.
Well, I think some want that.
Wild.
Speaking of the physically abusive one, or the one that's breaking all my shit, there was one time she was trying to get me to hit her, like yelling shit, and I'm just not like that. And I remember I picked her up by her shoulders and just like I was like, I'll murder you.
Right.
Like I'm like, so strong. And then she was like into it. And I was like, oh, you're just doing this to like, what the fuck?
And that's the thing too. There is women and like, out there that they're just they'll start fights just for the makeup sex type of thing. Like that's just they either had like, their first love was like that. So they just, that's their routine in their head, or it's a fetish.
I tell my wife all the time, I'm glad she's not crazy. I don't think she understands or care. You know what I mean? Like, she's like, what do you, I'm like, no, there's some crazy ones though.
I feel like my wife is a lot crazier than me.
Well, yeah. Obviously.
And she's probably holding back a shit ton. She was on some sort of like fucking like metformin or some sort of medication for real. She tells this story to her friends like a badge of honor. She's like, well, he survived because I almost killed him. I was like, he was sitting there snoring, and I was on these pills and they fuck with your hormones, and I was going to smother him right fucking there. And like, she was dead serious. I woke up and she's just like, you're so fucking lucky. It was like the first thing she said. I'm like, what the fuck happened?
That is crazy. Like, you do hear these, do hear this stuff. And I don't think about it often, but that is true. There are times where like people just snap,
Yeah. And like me and her are fighting different times, like, cause it's been a decade. So like, we'll be arguing different times and she'll be in there and like, she'll be chopping shit. And then I'll say something and it seems like she's chopping a little fucking harder, and I'm just like, I don't know, maybe I should chill the fuck out.
Right.
I'm not trying to die like that.
I'm gonna say one thing and then we gotta play a song because we're going slow as fuck. We're going SoCo speed here. God damn it. Is fuck Timberland and his AI music artist. All right. I just want to say
that, dude, that's retarded.
Fuck Timberland in general. He's basically for the last at least 10 years been a fucking loser that's just been stealing people's shit. He gets on there with these streams. He's like, send me your cool music. And then he steals it. He's just stealing people's beats. He just remakes. Like, he's many documentations of this. Selling master classes where he ain't saying shit except, find the shit that goes, or whatever. I don't know. Fuck Timberland. And sure, he made great beats back in the day with Missy Elliott and that whole run.
Timberland and Magoo and shit.
Yeah, I mean, he's a great producer, but I feel like he's lost his soul somewhere in all this. Yeah.
I think he thinks he's being like, I'm ahead of my time, like,
but on a good way.
And it's just, dude, this is like the beginning of CGI almost.
It's like someone, I was the first one to have a digital slave.
And that was a real girl in the video, I think.
Like lip syncing to it. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know if it was. I was looking.
The only reason I thought it would be was because the Jabberwockies were in the video and they are real people, unless they're AI.
Right.
And they could be.
It could be at this point, I mean, there's if a lot of these like Sora videos, I fucking love Sora.
Sora 2, the Sora 2 videos, me and Brad send way too many to each other, but they're
amazing.
I do think people will get obsessed over the same thing. Like, I send you one when I find like, ooh, they got Queen Elizabeth now. You know what I mean? But then when I get like the 8th Queen Elizabeth one in a row, I'm like, no, show me other shit. I don't want to just see the same one. Give me variety, AI.
I like that we can do evolution. Like, that's why I like the Mr. Rogers one so much, because it feels like the Chappelle Show to me whenever I watch it.
Right.
Because it's like he just met Tupac, and now the next episode he's meeting Tupac with Cobain. Right. And like, it's just like,
well,
I think we have the power to do that.
Mr. Rock, and it's not as funny. I just think that it would actually work is when it's like him talking about the battles of history. And it's like, we're here at the Battle of 1532 and whatever. And you're like, oh, I would watch a whole series of this. And like, that's crazy.
With the battle going on behind him.
It's so fun.
You know?
It's so good.
And I mean, that's what we can be doing. I'm sure will be done.
Right.
I just like the idea because I was like trying to get a chicken version of Jason.
Right.
And as I was going through the prompts, it was kind of giving me a storyline and I'm like, you could kind of build a story doing this. It's hard to get the exact people and the exact thing that you want, but eventually we're going to get there where you could basically just put together a TV series overnight, with the right prompts.
Try to keep on. I think I want to say specifically the thing I like about Sora 2 versus Timberland's AI thing, right? Because people be like, what? You love Sora 2 videos, but you're shitting on Timberland's AI?
Right.
I'm okay with AI doing anything that wouldn't exist without it.
Right.
But if it's just to replace something that's already there, like, we have a fucking million music artists, people that would love to be on a Timberland beat. No, I will have a fucking fake AI one. But no one was making Mr. Rogers meeting Tupac and going back in time to what, like that wasn't going to happen, So I'm okay with that. That's kind of where I think I've drew the line for myself.
Queen Elizabeth battle rapping and shit.
Yeah.
And I like some of the ones where they're coming up to the doorbell.
All right, let's play a song here. Again, I said we're going to an slow as fuck. It's our old homie, it's your boy H2. And the song we're going with here is called True Believers. So, is that talking about you out there? It may be.
Are you a believer?
Let me pull this up. All right, True Believers, it's your boy H2. Let's give it a listen.
When you detect a connection that you just know's worth protecting, good luck just fell in your lap. Nah, it's not natural selection. There's no waiting, debating, not even acting aggressive when you finally meet the one. You just wish you had met them earlier on, so they could help you right all your wrongs, brighten up all your skies and rewrite all your songs. You start to look back and you just can't help but notice if they had been around then you wouldn't have been at your lowest. But you learn and you grow, Peter, you're just looking for Lois, a down chick that ain't bogus. I know you're a novice, but I promise there's hope. It's just a matter of how long you can hold on to the rope. It's gotta have a grip on your focus so you can show up. Girl, I got so much with you, there's nothing I can do about it. Don't know what to call it, all I know's that I can't do without it. Love that's between us, I never wanted to leave us, cause it feels like that type to turn us all into true believers. True believers. Girl, I got so much with you, there's nothing I can do about it. Don't know what to call it, all I know's that I can't do without it. Love that's between us, I never wanted to leave us, cause it feels like that type to turn us all into true believers. True believers. The friction from your looks creates a spark between your hearts. It makes everything illogical seem smarter from the start. And though you know that it can fail, you both still let down your guard. And that's a whale of a leap, and hoping they're not a shark that only wants to prey on you, that stays with you to play with you. Cause there's people who take advantage of all the things love make you do. You just gotta play it cool, open up, but save the clues. And maybe one day soon she may be the cue that's taking you away from any way to lose. She's the one you set on, so hell yeah, you better bet on her. Cause if you don't, the next role could have you led on. It's true that love is waiting, but they're not one to wait long. So this the part of the story where you're still searching for glory through every fight and fuss until they're just another category of somebody you used to know. How far you wanted to go, it was fast lane, I know. Neither one wanted it slow, so y'all accelerated, but it grew into a hatred. Cause you couldn't let go of all the ways that this life has made you. Cause before her wasn't after her, that turned you to to a bachelor. But you knew this was true from first glance. You've been attached to her, cause no matter how odd she acts, you think it's spectacular. But life teaches you that love hurts, and that's something we have to learn. Cause even with the maddest burst, it was still true love at first. So even though it's all turned around, anytime she's around, my heart can burst. Girl, I got so much with you, there's nothing I can do about it. Don't know what to call it, all I know is that I can't do without it. Love that's between us, I never wanted to leave us, cause it feels like that type to turn us all into true believers. True believers. Girl, I got so much with you, there's nothing I can do about it. Don't know what to call it, all I know is that I can't do without it. Love that's between us, I never wanted to leave us, cause it feels like that type to turn us all into true believers. True believers.
There we go. I get Brad back. All right, it's your boy H2 with True Believers.
That was sick. He's one with a long discog that, like, I was kind of thinking about too.
There
where
would
if
be
you get too far
impossible to listen
behind,
off H2 songs.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
and I mean, shit. Some of them are 3 hours and shit. So I mean,
Right.
he's got a lot to say.
Yeah.
He kills it though.
I would say my thought during that, just thinking of like, H2 in general as an artist, Skinny always references how I have so many styles. He's always like, man, you do so many different styles. And I think, yes, my voice and my flows can be quite different or whatever at different times. But I think my overall styles, I got like 3 or 4. I don't know if I have that. But H2, it's like he might have one, I don't want to say style, but he has like one sound, but he can do like a lot of different types of songs, but still sound like H2. You know what I mean? Like for me, I have to like do a different voice to kind of do a different sound, but H2 can kind of he makes it work with all of it, years of practice.
He's pretty versatile.
Yeah, and he's done so many songs. I'm sure after a while, it's just practice makes perfect. I'm sure he has an album called that.
Yeah, right.
I'm sure. I'm trying to think. Like, has that been the name of one?
He's gonna be like, funny you say that.
Yeah. All right. I did want to talk about some video games since you'd be on here. Nothing too crazy, but there was a PlayStation Direct maybe a month ago now, and I just haven't ever brought it up. And my new most anticipated game since Final Fantasy Tactics did come out, and I'm currently playing it. My new current is Saros, which is basically the sequel to Returnal. It's spelled Saros, and it's like a spiritual sequel. It's not actually a sequel, but the gameplay is literally identical. I think you have like a shield now, and you didn't in the last one or something like that. But besides that, it's all the same. And I love Returnal. I talk about it all the time, especially back when it first came out. I say it's my favorite PS5 game, so I feel like this has to be my most anticipated. But Returnal's hard as fuck. It's hard in the way that like 2D roguelike games are hard, because this is like a 3D roguelike type game. And, a lot of blocking and quick ass twitch ass shit. I really got
action fights.
Yeah, I got stuck with a lot of bosses in Returnal, but I stuck it out. It's one of those games that like gives me hope. If I ever really tried again with a Souls-like game, I might be able to do it, because I've there's the Jedi games. I beat both those, and those are like Souls like lights, like they're not quite as hard, I don't think, but they're
not as deep, know.
I think they have harder platforming shit, but they don't have as hard as battles. Like they kind of trade off a little bit.
How are they with the gear? I would actually never.
I really like the second one. The first game, I think you have to play just for the story, but gear wise, they kind of do like your lightsaber. You can either do the first game, it's a single lightsaber or a dual lightsaber. And in the sequel, they add you have 5 different stances, and then doing different stances give you different play styles. And then you somehow you get you get different outfits, but I don't know. I don't remember if they do anything. I don't know if they have statistical things. So
yeah, there's some in Dark Souls that they'll only do something in one level or one section. If you have this thing that makes this boss easier, this mini boss,
and to me, really, what a Souls like is, and I know a lot of people have different arguments, or whatever, but to me, it's that you collect souls or experience, however you want to word it.
Right.
And that there's save points or campfires, whatever you want to call those, that you're trying to get to. And if you don't get to it, then that section resets, basically.
Yeah.
Right. So that's kind of the whole thing. So this has all of that.
And a lot of people equate it with difficulty.
But I don't think that's it, personally.
It's maybe a small part of it, because they're not all as hard.
I think the Souls games are hard. I don't think for the genre that has to be. I think you can make an easy Souls-like.
Sure, yeah.
My issue with a Bloodborne, because I actually got about halfway through Demon Souls until my PS3 got struck by lightning, so I did like that game. But then I tried Bloodborne years later, And I don't like how you have to beat this boss before you can start saving souls. So like you were just replaying the first part over and over. And I think I got to the boss one time enough to pop a trophy for getting there. And then I was like, oh my God, I'm going to do that again. Like, so there was some, it was just
there's
too repetitive.
There's a lot of wonky shit in like even Dark Souls 1. I think that's the one where you like, it might be Demon Souls where you start as like a skeleton in the graveyard, and then you walk along this like path with a bunch of other skeletons. But I just remember it was like really wonky, and you keep falling off ledges and fucking bullshit would just keep happening. But as time went, they've like really nailed it down, like at like 2 and 3 and everything in between. I think
I've always said once Elden Ring is on sale for $20, I'm gonna buy it just to try, but I refuse to pay more than $20 for a game. I may rage quit. You know, It's just like,
and that's respectable because
fundamental principle there.
It's definitely like something you got to go balls deep in. You know, like all of them. Because
I go balls deep in everything, ladies. It's not much, but I have to. Another game that on the PlayStation Direct, one that I'm excited for. It comes out actually the day after Sorrows. Like they come out one day apart, so it's going to be a motherfucker to try to make a decision here. But it's Crimson Desert. Now this game has been teased forever. If you see it, you'll be like, "Oh, do you remember that?" It almost just the things they're saying in some videos you see that it seems unreal. Like there's no way they're pulling this off. It's like basically a normal looking Breath of the Wild. You know what I mean? Like it's like the way Zelda's like you can go everywhere and do anything. It's like that, but it looks better. Like it shows like you're like a medieval dude uniting the tribes and taking over the people, and there's like some sort of story here. And then later on in the fucking trailer, you're like riding a dragon, and then you're like you can see everything, and it looks way better than any riding a dragon's looked in any other video game. And you're like, oh my God, this might be like a new standard of an RPG, which is just hasn't happened in a long time. So I'm excited to see if they pull it off. So that one's probably my second most anticipated game. And then of course I'm not including GTA 6 in any of this because that's probably number one, of course, for everything, but that's not until May, and you got to play what you can until then, because I think after that there's a chance all video games will never be good again. And not because they're not good, but like they're putting so much money into this game and so much time, no one else can match that or isn't going to. And it's like
I'm kind of like leaning like I'm as time goes, I have less and less hype. Like
that's good.
I was all hyped up, and the more I read about it and shit and like different rumors, I'm like, I don't know. Maybe we'll see.
Everyone's getting mad when you play as a female character these days, which is crazy. I know this wave happens all the time, but growing up, I mean, there was a lot, but like no one cared in a bad way about Lara Croft. If anything, they're like, oh, cool. It's chick if you want to, whatever. And then I personally like games where you create your own character. Those are always what I kind of lean towards, but it does not bother me at all if to play as a female. On the Assassin's Creed, what was that? Odyssey. The only Assassin's Creed game I like.
Where you switch them.
I chose the female to play as, and I thought it was, awesome. And so I don't know. I just don't have a problem ever playing as a female character. But guys, you're like fucking woke ass game. Like they're mad at like Ghost of Yotei now, which is on my to buy list. I just happened to buy Final Fantasy Tactics like a week before. But that game looks so good, and I didn't even love Tsushima. I liked it. I thought it was a little overrated in the moment when I was playing it new, but everything I've seen of Yotei, I'm like, God, this looks like photorealistic, which I know isn't like everything about a game, but that is a fun like first impression. You're like, oh shit, look at this.
And I mean, we've been playing female characters without thinking about it since like regular Nintendo and shit. I mean, it's just, Metroid. It doesn't add up. Like why?
Yeah, Peach is actually the best character on Mario 2. I mean, not the best, but the easiest. It's like what you play as a kid because it's easier.
What am I doing? And like, I've never met anybody that gave a fuck. You know what I mean? So it's like, it almost makes me feel like it just doesn't exist.
Well, it's also funny. It's like, it kind of goes, in the way there's like the pervy guys. It's like, I want them big tits, big ass on my screen when I'm playing. And then like a few years later, it's like, get these women off my screen. And then it'll come back like, I actually like the lady. Like it's, but we're having a conservative revolution at the moment. Charlie Kirk has helped lead to that for sure. And so maybe they do want less ladies on their screen. Like, this is a man's world. I want the Roman stories of men wrestling men oiled up.
There is a horror game coming out, and it's not. I was kind of disappointed at what the new Resident Evil looks like, but I'll play it probably and just.
I agree. I didn't think it looked good. But I'm not a Resident Evil fan anyway.
It didn't do nothing for me.
There's something about the graphics look almost cell shaded. It wasn't, but it had like a weird stylistic thing where I'm like, I don't really like this. And then that game, there is Pragmata that they showed off with it. I believe that's what it was called, where it was like a little girl's like on this guy's back, and it's supposed to be like realistic Mega Man or something. And I was like, this looks like the dumbest game ever. And then the critics were like, God, I can't wait till this game comes out. So I'm like, I guess I'm just fucking. I don't know. There's a game that's
like. It looks just like what I wanted this Resident Evil to be like, but it's one word, and I can't think of what it is, but I thought it was like die or something, but it looked sick as fuck. Like part of the trailer was like this weird figure talking to him in the window, and he busts through the window. I don't know. I wish I could remember the name, but it looks sick as fuck. Like, it's just what I wanted, because I seen the trailer right after I seen that.
Right.
Seeing the Resident Evil.
It might have been in that same, direct or whatever, where they showed it off. So if I can figure it out, I will. But if not, you might look into it. If you let me know, I'll post a picture here, of course.
For sure. Because it looked just like what I wanted, man. It was the first person, just shooting shit, and like kind of like first person Resident Evil 4 or whatever. But the new Resident Evil kind of looks like a Code Veronica or something.
Right.
Where I was just kind of, whatever. So, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, listen, it seems like people are liking it. All right, we're playing a song here, and then we'll come back for the goodbyes, and then we'll end on a beat. The song we're going here is from mine and Brad's album called Bros, because we're bros.
Great album.
And it stood for Brain Rot Over Sanity. And really, brain rot's one word. I learned that way after the fact, but fuck them. That's why.
It don't matter. That's the brain rot that caused it.
Yeah. The brain rot caused him to disconnect in my head.
The misspell.
And I think it's a great AI cover. I mean, it was AI, but I had to do a little things to it to spruce it up. But, this is a good use of AI. Because, again, if it wasn't this, it would have just said Brain Rot Over Sanity with no skeleton metal beams.
And that's the thing, that people hate the AI, but it's only if you're like creating just slop and shit. But if you're adding stuff to it and it is still kind of yours. It's just what your vision
my best argument for it, I think, is because you can use it for art easily. Like, there was a time people had to all mix their own paints. And if you went to the store and you bought paint pre-mixed, they'd be like, what a fucking hack. You're buying pre-mixed paint. And then they're like, I got my own fucking pigments. And then new brushes came out with horsehair instead of goat hair. And they were like, no, it's harder with goat hair and I'm good with goat hair. And then fucking stamps come out and people are like, you're stamping shit? And then now you go to a modern art museum, there's fucking paintings made all just fucking stamps over each other.
You're stamping? What a pussy.
Yeah. And so this happened to everything. Fucking Photoshop came out, Adobe, and they're like, oh, you're drawn on a computer. As someone who was got an art minor when both were a thing, it's just as hard. I'd say harder. It's easier for me to draw on a piece of paper than it is to draw on a computer.
Right.
And so, it's just, that's how it's always going to be. So I do think this new thing is just a new way to use art. There's going to be a new way to do a collage, to do whatever. And I don't think it takes away from other people's abilities. And I still think a video of you sitting there and painting or drawing something is going to still get the views on YouTube or whatever. That's people are going to be impressed with that skill. Just like people are impressed if you can play an instrument, but they're also impressed that the goddamn 50 Cent 1960s doo-wop AI. That's just that's how it goes.
I actually 100% agree. It's just, you have to just go with it.
When it sucks, but it is what it is. It's just,
right.
I don't know.
And I mean, it's like it could be, you could use it like Timbaland and it's the worst fucking thing in the world. Or you could do something really good with it, or just something really funny, because it doesn't matter. But there, then the environmental arguments, I guess, as well. Everybody has.
Yeah. Apparently uses a lot of water. Uses more water than almonds. And almonds use a lot of water. All right. Bros, the name of the song here is Boy. I think that's what I chose for this one. I know Brad likes this one, so that's what we're going with here. Let's give it a listen.
A2thaMo makes gooning is the lifestyle where someone edges themselves in an excessive way. Gooners, those who partake in gooning, often spend hours upon hours in the act. The Goon Cave.
You must be out your mind, boy. Teach you how to rhyme, boy. You should get in line, boy. Cocking down your dot, boy. Know I'm gonna shine, boy. Just a matter of time, boy. Stay at these bitches' thighs, boy. Eat pussy like pie, boy. Smoke fill up my ride, boy. Always got red eyes, boy. Smoking like a trap, boy. Flyer than a kite, boy. No, you not as nice, boy. You should not try, boy. Cause no one is I, boy. You against our suicide, boy. Not talking the duo. But fuck with us and it be double trouble, but you know you can't fuck with us. I try to be humble, my flow leave your hoe in a puddle. Her in it, I feel in my stubble. Now after I bust, I ain't tryna cuddle. This chick tryna ask me to acknowledge it. I'm like, I'll come when I come, bitch. Go ahead and just swallow it. You know how I'm ballin', bitch. Give me my scholarships. Head in a hole like an ostrich. Dick to the pussy, I can stop this shit. Marijuana, drugs, that's what I do. Just can't keep up on the track, then get off the courses. I keep on rapping, you know the voice on them trees like oranges, more hair than portraits. My flow so gorgeous. Shit so pretty, my mind though, it's like Schizo City. Gotta release my thoughts before they give me trying to speak my mind, and I feel so shitty. Didn't know what they mean when they told me shut up and smoke that green. Cause that shit you saying too mean, it's all like, you must be out your mind, boy. Teach you how to rhyme, boy. You should get in line, boy. Cocking down your dot, boy. Know I'm gonna shine, boy. Just a matter of time, boy. Stay at these bitches' thighs, boy. Eat pussy like pie, boy. Smoke fill up my ride, boy. Always got red eyes, boy. Smoking like a trap, boy. Flyer than a kite, boy. No, you not as nice, boy. You should not try, boy. Cause no one is I, boy. You against our suicide, boy.
Hard work, you don't apply, boy. If you see me, step aside, boy. Keep your wide eyes off my supply. Heard you might be FBI, boy. I don't get confused like you. I know how I identify, boy. I'm for real, no jive, boy. The biggest buzz in the hive, boy. Don't give a fuck, I've tried, boy. Not giving up till I fry, boy. Not luck, it's by design, so quit getting shit misaligned, boy. The way I flow's divine, boy. Recline while you decline, boy. Sit back with some wine and watch while you get shit intertwined, boy. I know you're type and I know you're kind. I see the signs, it's alright, boy. I'm redefined, you're slow behind. Can't catch up with my hind, boy. Fucking with us a divine choice. Quit rapping, acting like you signed Royce. Back in action like we're combined. Make boys wanna hear that rewind noise.
You must be out your mind, boy. Teach you how to rhyme, boy. You should get in line, boy.
Bitch.
Cocking down your dot, boy. Know I'm gonna shine, boy. Just a matter of time, boy. Stay at these bitches' thighs, boy. Eat pussy like pie, boy. Smoke fill up my ride, boy. Always got red eyes, boy. Smoking like a trap, boy. Flyer than a kite, boy. No, you not as nice, boy. You should not try, boy. Cause no one is I, boy. You against our suicide, boy.
In order to have as much not safe for work media playing as possible. So this is an example of a goon cave, like a POV shot. Like imagine you're sitting there in your chair and at your computer desk you have 3 monitors, right? Maybe a laptop in your lap, maybe a phone, and on each one of these monitors you have some sort of explicit media playing.
That's my dream.
Boy. A2thaMo Bradster X.
That's my dream. 3 monitors. Fucking and just gooning away for days. For days.
Is it get chafed? Chafed the right word there?
No, I imagine it would.
Yeah. I'm not a lube guy. I mean, I know that's probably I think it's probably closer to 50-50 than most people think. But I've never been I don't need lotion, the lube, that's not normally my thing. But it's because I think I had a half circumcision. I've discussed this many years ago. But the League explained the TV show, The League, second week in a row this got brought up. If it was included last week's, I can't remember. Where they make fun of a character because he has a half circumcision, and they explain that he was like so fat the doctor couldn't get down there to get it all, or what. That was like their joke. But I was born 7 weeks premature. I think I just grew a little foreskin in the incubator. I think they circumcised me or something. So like when my penis is erect, TMI, of course, there is no foreskin on the head of my penis, right? But when my penis is limp, my head is not just out there, like hitting my fucking raw underwear.
That's not how I've been imagining it for years.
Right. If it's a little chubbed, for sure, no skin over, but it definitely anteaters up whenever it is limp. That is why I would say grower, not a shower. But that's probably just because I'm fat, and I have a fupa.
the lube argument's always between circumcision
Yeah.
or not, because apparently if you're not, you don't need it. But if you are, you do. But I've never needed it. I'm circumcised. I never needed it.
Right. See, I guess that's why I was bringing that up, because I have like a little, like for masturbation, you know, there's something to grab and move. But you've seen, and I'm sure, and I mean, this could be you, where someone looks circumcised like in a porn or whatever, and it's like the head all the way to the shaft looks like there is no loose, you know what I mean? There is no grip. Like that's all they got. They have to have lube. How else would you do it? You know?
Yeah. It's just like the shaft and then the head. Like there's no skin. I don't know how to describe. Like,
but like if you grab your penis and you move it up and down, does skin move?
Yeah.
Okay.
It'll move.
But I'm saying there's some times it looks like it's so tight that you literally, it'd be like you're all like, I don't know.
For sure. Like if I'm like at my fucking, peak, then for sure, like I've actually tore the, whatever the fuck you call the underside of your dick.
Oh yeah, I forget, because people like it licked, and there's a certain name. Yeah, it's something with an F. It's something with an F, but I don't remember what it is.
I tore that like multiple fucking times just from having like too hard of a hard on, and like the skin just
you need more fat on you. Like I think
it's fucking. That's not even like me rubbing. That's just like, see, and that's why I'm glad that I'm at where I'm at, because it's like I see dicks bigger than mine, but they're always floppier. And like, I'm like, you got 3 girls sucking your dick right now, and you're just kind of waving it around like this.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know.
Unprofessional.
Still, right? But it's like, you got to get so much blood in that motherfucker. I get it. Cause like, I got to concentrate sometimes.
Well, it's just like guys
really...
with big muscles. So this is a hard turn to Big Brother, because I know people probably don't. They rather hate or love the dick talk. But like on Big Brother, you watch that TV show, and if a guy's got like a big muscles, he's not going to win the stamina competitions, because it takes too much blood to keep all those muscles like holding onto a wall or whatever. But a little guy that has no fucking muscles or fat, like he's just fucking nothing, motherfuckers can stand up there all day. You know what I mean? Because it doesn't take much blood to resupply their muscles.
That's what got me realizing with smoking. Was whenever I've been fucking and I'm like out of breath and shit, and I'm just like, I actually can't go right now. Like, goddamn. Like after like fucking 20 minutes, I was like fucking gassed, and I was like, God damn.
20 minutes?
Back then.
More like 20 seconds.
Back then, dude, it was like fucking going back then, but like, damn.
Yeah, so I wonder sometimes if it's more, and of course, I'm not going to test this, but back then, say it's like a new lady, you're trying to impress, right? You're trying to get a second audition or whatever, right? That's so different than like,
well, because she'll be trying to fuck me, and I'm just like not in the mood, and I say whatever, but then I'll say like, this bitch is so hot on TV, and she's like, well, you'd fuck if she was here, and I'm like, because that is a different circumstance. I could fuck you anytime in the next 24 hours. Her being here, I gotta go prepare. Like if she's gonna throw a threesome on me, like random when I come home or something, give me a fucking heads up. I gotta prepare a little bit. I gotta eat right that day. I don't want to eat something fucked up. Like like be light, be ready to go. And shit, I'm not gonna smoke too much. Like it's like, I don't know.
Well, and the adrenaline's different. I think the biggest thing, and it is good. I mean, I love my wife like you love yours, and the sex is cool and it's all comfortable and you don't think about it. But if you remember back to your early days where like before you got there, or like if you were meeting up with a girl or whatever, like the amount of adrenaline and butterflies in your stomach, like you couldn't even feel your hands or feet. I couldn't. I don't know. Like so, like all of a sudden everything's just numb and you're like, don't fuck up. And then she gets on her knees and your whole body starts shaking. Like, I'm so sorry. I don't mean to be a bitch. There was just a lot of nerves. I think sex is so much easier for a lady back in the early days, because they have to do so little to impress. You know what I mean? And you have, and I felt, and I'm sure you did. Now this is more of a fat guy. I think a lot of fat guys feel a lot of sexual pressure because you're like last choice for a lot of people. So like when you're in there, you're wanting to give it your all. You want them to leave that thinking all fat guys would give good effort. And so you're trying to put one on for the team or whatever. And, and then all of a sudden you're like almost have a heart attack, but you're like, I did it.
There's probably more big dudes out there with 10s than like skinny dudes like me, for real. Like from what I've seen. Like every time I see like so, I'm like, damn, they don't look like they would ever go together. But it's like this like hot little girl and the fucking, big motherfucker. And it's just like, damn, I don't know.
Honestly, I think, I mean, if I could redo the world, if we're like a communistic style where I'm pairing up every couple, I think you line up shortest to longest dick, and then you line up skinniest ass to fattest ass, and then you shortest dick goes with smallest ass all the way through, right, until you line them up. I think that makes the most sense, but that's not ever how it works. But in general, I do think it makes sense when a skinny guy's with a big woman for the...
Yeah, it works.
Right. I think it just works easier, but... trust me, I've been with plenty of larger ladies, and it can get tough. There's some angles that are tough,
Yeah, I've always wondered that, actually. Like,
I'm just not flexible, to be honest. And like, I have this whole anything that would require me to go C-shaped is gonna be like a difficult task because I carry all my weight on my man boobs and stomach, so this is gonna be all in the way. But some women like that, they like the rub a hairy chest that's all large or something. So. They're called twink boys. So yeah, good any topic. Now, Brad, we do got to wrap this up. So, are you working on any music? You got anything going? Is Coop ever coming back? What's going on?
So Coop has been working a lot. He has been sending me stuff. We got I got Unholy Trinity with Rocky kind of going started, but Rocky just got a new apartment. New job, all that. Shout out him too. And me, I just fucking been unemployed, looking for a job is that's decent. It's fucking, I got 2 felonies and shit, so it's harder.
Right.
So while I'm unemployed, this is what happened before. I was unemployed and everybody was, hey, I need you for this or that, or let's do this. And I'm like, shit, I'm fucking working so much. And I was getting crushed. And now everybody's busy. And I'm like, damn. So musically, I've just been kind of floating. I don't know. I've just been making beats. I haven't really wrote a lot.
Have you felt you've been getting better at making beats? Because I know you're still pretty early on in your journey.
Yeah, I mean, especially mixing wise and the drums, it's still kind of hard for me to tweak drums to sound good on certain beats. And
something that really helped me, but won't help everyone, but I have it, and I think I've seen you a picture before of my butt, but I have a melody bus, a drum bus, all those things. And then I have those all separated into more things. My kick goes in something that feeds into the drum bus, and that feeds into the master. And then you can break it all down. And then so what I do is I add a compressor onto the overall drum bus of that's a compressing saying 4 drums. And so as long as I slide them in the right slots, that can take care of a lot of the work later on, and I save that template or whatever.
I've been using it's a Camel Crusher.
Yeah, Camel Crusher is great.
So if you throw that on the drum bus, and then I'll turn it to British clean, and I basically just turn everything down except for the tiny, the little bit there, just a little bit, and it makes the drums a little crunchier, and it'll make the kicks hit harder. But it's uneven, so I'm gonna try that. Because if you listen through, some of them just it's uneven, and it might be the way I'm mastering it too, because I'll put them all in a big bus, and I just basically fucking run it through Ozone and then tweak it from there. So it's because I'm working with what I got.
Since you'll probably, or you may use your beats, you kind of want to mix them a little bit as you go, but also at some point it's on the person buying the beat, and then they get an engineer, to mix. So you mix it to where it'll sound decent, but you don't have to fucking stress. I don't think. So
see, were you only rap over your beats, almost only? Only now. I'm finding it hard. I have rapped over my own beats, but it's definitely not as easy as I thought. Because I'm just well, you made the beat. Why, but it's well, this beat, I would never use this beat, but I like it.
So I'm pretty good And I know I need to do it more on these podcasts, like show this humor side of me, and maybe we'll ever someday make beat videos. But I'm pretty good after I make a beat. I'm like, ooh, this sounds like a Big Sean beat, and then I'll be like, I'll try to like catch a Big Sean flow to it or something. Like I'm pretty good at like I could imagine like a flow I could get onto the beat. And honestly, I can normally do it before any drums are laid. Like if it's just a melody. I can normally like start rapping to it, and I'm like, I can get how to do that. But yeah, you can put too many drums, I think, where it fucks with shit a little bit. Where you're like, well, it like all the flows are already taken by the drums. So like, what the fuck? Well, what pocket would you be in? But all right, I got to keep this under 2 hours, so I'm probably gonna have to cut some shit. But that's how it goes. But I can't.
No doubt.
we talk too much, but we're gonna end it on a beat here. Last week tried to end it on a beat that I thought reminded me of Soko, if I was still giving Soko beats, and I still may someday, of course. He just has so many that I'm gonna try to give him a break, just like you. I know you have so many, you don't want more, but this is one that I could imagine me possibly sending you. Let me see actually where
I haven't heard it yet because I just didn't even click it in the folder.
So I don't remember what folder I put it in my world. In my computer, which is my world, really, I guess, when you think about it. What was the name? DL5. So DL5, this one was made on July 29th, if anyone is curious, at 8:26 p.m. And it is 119 BPM in A minor, because everyone loves that one. And I'm sure
it is funny. A lot of my beats are in A minor. I've noticed.
What's easy? A minor is easy because it's just all the white keys. It's the same thing as C major. And people are like, they're not the same. Blah blah blah. But it's the fuck. I don't get. For people that don't know music, it's the same. And I make a lot of stuff in A minor when I play like the actual keys because it's just easier. But yeah, a lot of samples are in that as well. So anyway, Brad, appreciate you being on. Everyone, let us know if this works, this calling in thing. I think it's gonna be a lot easier for you. You now don't have to like send me 10 gigabytes worth of videos over the internet.
Right.
So there's that. So anyway, and it still gives me to like put stuff up here, I don't know.
Yeah, it works out. I mean, so far.
Yeah, we had one issue and I lost internet, but I knew it would happen because it was fucking raining here and I live in this old house that has to lose internet when it rains for some, Yeah, that's the way the simulation has my house coded. I don't know what to do about it. All right, peace, bro. And check out this beat, everybody. And check out Brad's music on all the streaming sites.
All right, thank you, sir.
All right, later, man.
Later.